Welcome to my thoughts on Generation War, in German Unsere Mütter, Unsere Väter, probably butchered that. Season 1, Episode 2, so this is, again, roughly 90 minutes, so if the show was split into 6 episodes for you, like it was for me for some reason, this is technically episodes 3 and 4 of that. The episode is called A Different War, or Ein anderer Krieg. And spoilers for these first 2 episodes and another episode I loved. Really, my one problem here was the plot armor, which just got silly. You know, when the episode opened with the survival, let's see, this was, I want to say, was it Friedhelm who? Let's see. Okay, I'm looking at the summary and I'm not really seeing. But yeah, you know, the first episode ended with one of the brothers seemingly, you know, yeah, it looked like he died. So when we saw in this episode that he did survive, I made a mental note, you know, okay, that's a little cheap. Didn't expect it to happen multiple more times in this episode, so yeah, that's really the one thing. Other than that, I really loved, so yeah, this is not going to be chronological in the slightest. Right, and in case you didn't watch my video on the first, I don't remember the name of the officer that Greta, you know, is with to further her career, so I just call him Officer. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, a couple of brief things. Let's see, Wilhelm, I think it was. Yeah, I'm struggling to keep track of the brothers, especially with both of them continuing to survive. Right, Friedhelm is the one who's sent back home, and yeah, you know, his father doesn't even want him there because he was not the good son. And let's see, I find it very engaging to follow Victor and Alina and this thing of, you know, she's Polish and hates the Germans. And, you know, he technically is German, but he's Jewish, so he's also been abused by Aryan Germans. And, let's see, I'm a little torn on Charlotte. You know, she thinks Wilhelm is dead, and she starts an affair with the doctor who saved Friedhelm. I appreciate this thing of, you know, sometimes relationships like that are born of convenience. You know, she wants tenderness and love, and she feels the need to find someone to this sense of like there has to be a future kind of thing. But it does also because the audience already knows that he's still alive, although I suppose maybe by the time she finds out that he survived the thing that she thinks he didn't, he might already be dead. So it's a little messy, a little too melodramatic. But yeah, I'm a little worried that episode 3 is going to have him upset with her for them not getting together, even though she thought he was dead, and he spent so long not telling her that he loves her. I do appreciate him saying, you know, I do not want to give her hope. I don't want her to think we have a future because I might die soon. I think that might more or less be... Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I'll just briefly say the couple of plot armor parts that I thought were especially silly were when, let's see, Wilhelm, I think Friedhelm, you know, yeah, he at one point he survives being shot in the chest. I did think, that would have been such a powerful moment if he had died, because, yeah, he put on a Soviet uniform so that he could get away from the Soviets, And I think I feel like I've heard that did actually happen at least once, that a German soldier tried to slip past Soviets by putting on one of their uniforms and then was shot by one of his own. Let's see. We have the. Yeah, he's shot, survives. There's the part where one of the brothers seemingly dies, and then the other one runs with a submachine gun at Soviets and just fires, and somehow they win. That was just completely, yeah. Let's see. The I appreciate the thing with the partisans. I think that is how you refer to them. The well being rigged to blow, and the one of the brothers realizes, because he notes that after standing by the well and doing something, which it looked like she's getting water or something, then she makes sure to shoo the children in. Why is she doing that if there isn't some kind of a lot of great cuts in this episode, some really nice abrupt cuts. Probably my favorite was when they cut from Charlotte, I think her name is, listening to the radio to Greta singing, and that's what she was listening to. So very nice there. And just I think I loved every abrupt cut in this entire episode. Let's see. Right, there was also some stuff with Victor when he and Alina, I guess both he and Alina, really seemed like realistically they would have caught at least one bullet as they're running, being shot at by soldiers with rifles at that range. I'm starting to worry a little bit that this maybe should have been one 90-minute, 2-hour movie instead of a miniseries of, 4.5 hours. It seems like they struggled to keep it going for as long without these fake outs, it's too bad, because it continues to have really great points made about how terrible the war was. Now, let's see, Greta, we have several really, really strong things with her. This is kind of where she maybe starts to realize, she's been the one most reluctant to lose her innocence and accept the harsh reality that all 5 of them are facing to some extent or another. And at this point it's becoming impossible for her to completely, and she makes some major realizations in this episode. And I do want to make clear, I don't think the show is being misogynist by having her, after all, Charlotte also already did come to terms with it. It's more a thing of pretty privilege and like celebrity, a mild celebrity perhaps. The fact that she's used to being able to talk people out of her facing consequences, and that's not a thing exclusive to women. It's more of, if you're conventionally attractive, if you're charismatic enough, and by the end of this episode, she's seen that doesn't really, she thinks that, she's gonna get to sing in a really, amazing place, and then no, it's, I don't know if it's called a USO. I guess, it's probably not USO, but it's that kind of thing. But for the Nazis, not the most glamorous, and she has to, she misses the plane because she doesn't take it. It's still not quite hit home for her, and yeah, then she goes to Charlotte, and she's just talking about, they flew without me. And she doesn't think about the fact that there's someone dying, or about to die, right in front of her, and she's slow to help Charlotte. I do really appreciate it. I think it would have been very frustrating for us in the audience if she had said, no, how dare you talk to me like that? But she does snap out of it and start actually helping. And let's see, yeah. Yeah, she maintains some naivete about Victor. She's like, oh, I hoped he would write. I don't know how he's doing. She doesn't, yeah, doesn't understand that yet. And let's see, then we have the, right, yeah, she goes to the bar, I want to say it is, and yeah, the soldiers there want her to sing. It's this entitlement thing. They see a conventionally attractive woman, they think they can just tell her what they want from her and she's going to do it. And when she doesn't, they immediately jump to this really crass comment about how she must have had sex with random soldiers, to demean her, humiliate her publicly at that. And yeah, she fires back. She's so used to being able to get away with, again, pretty privilege kind of thing. She's used to being able to get away with saying things that are, very provocative, so she doesn't stop to think this could have very serious consequences. Or I suppose it's possible that at that point she knows she's pregnant and figures he's going to continue protecting her as he has up to this point. But yeah, he is clearly not, like by this point, it's impossible to deny. There were signs before, but at this point it becomes impossible to deny he doesn't really care about her. He just wants to continue having sex with her. And, he sends her to the front to get her away from his wife. And that, once she's back and then she calls directly and the wife answers the phone, that, yeah, there's a problem there. And so, if I understand correctly, the officer basically needed something to arrest her for. So I don't know if he had already been told about the bar incident or if he, like, put out word, look into her or something. And let's see, so if the, yeah, okay, if I understand this correctly, basically the officer is, I'm gonna butcher this, Schutzstaffel SSSD, Schutzstaffel SD, and SD was a sister organization of the Gestapo. So, yeah, yeah, the Gestapo, when they wanted something, they pretty much got it with, like, they had tremendous power and could get away with a lot. And, yeah, he, the let's see, yeah, he questions her, and he's talking to her in a very, very harsh, cold way, and she, she tells him she's pregnant, and yeah, we see the full extent of just how much he doesn't really care about her and only wants to use her for his own gain. He punches her in the stomach, obviously hoping to induce an abortion, and yeah, like if someone asks, he'll claim that she was being so uncooperative. Maybe he'll say she said something especially awful about Hitler and the Reich. and that's why, and he didn't know she was pregnant, something like that. It'll be his word against hers, and she's already in a lot of trouble. People were executed for that kind of thing. And yeah, I think the show's doing a really solid job of making it clear, like, genuinely, this is a man who, like so many others throughout history, under patriarchy, a lot of men, not all, but a lot, can get away with just an absurd amount of harm towards women, including, like, in this case, like, I appreciate some people would say, well, as long as they're married. I disagree. I don't think you should be allowed to hurt anyone. But in this case, they're not even married. There isn't even, well, at least he takes care of her financially. Yeah, as long as he's, having sex with her and he feels he can control her, it's not going to go on past that. And yeah, he genuinely feels like she should just be at his beck and call. At one point he shows up and she points out, if I have to rehearse, you can't just show up whenever. And yeah, I really appreciate the exploration here of how little power a woman has in this situation. She thought she was going to be, what was it, the next Marlene Dietrich. Probably butchered that name as well. And, yeah, now he's literally punching her in the gut to the point where she's lying there on the floor for, I don't know, 30 seconds, a minute or something. Just, that as a test, that is a testament to just how hard he hit her, and the fact that there's some chance it might have induced an abortion. And if it didn't, yeah, he's going to be able to force it, and certainly, he won't even have to if he does end up having her executed. So yeah, really appreciate the honesty there in the show.